Hey, hey, welcome to the show. Every Sunday afternoon, we answer your home improvement questions. My name is Jared Mellick. Sitting next to me is my father, Ken.
Hey, everyone.
Surprise, surprise.
This show is all about your questions, so we're looking forward to your calls.
Where are you? You're in the house.
Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. It is In the House with Ken and Jared. Hey, as was mentioned, Jared just had his third son, and they're up at Winnie Palmer Hospital on Friday the 10th, the 12th, I guess it was on Friday, wasn't it? Yes. He had a little son. His name is Grayson, 7 pounds, 9 inches, 21 inches long. Pretty amazing. Mom's doing well and gets to come home tomorrow. So I'm excusing Jared for today. And by the way, earlier in the week or a week ago, Jade, my youngest daughter, had a little boy. His name is Cole, and 5 pounds, 15 ounces. So 17 grandchildren now. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Yeah. 6 children, 17 grandchildren. God has blessed me so much. Anyway, all of you for tuning in today to In the House with Ken and Jared. This show is all about your calls, so give us a call. The phone number's here, 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. Hey, we got a great show planned. We're going to talk about the home and garden show that went on last week. Was a big deal. We did the smart home, and we're going to talk about all the smart things that happened at the home. And for those of you that were at the smart home, I'd love for you to call in and talk to us about what you saw and what you thought about all this neat stuff that was there. But the show's, too, all about your questions. So we'd like you to call in to the show. I'd like to talk to you, answer your questions, whatever you're doing around your house, whatever your to-do list, whether you got a leaky faucet, roof problems, you were thinking about an addition to your home, you want to do some painting or laying some tile or remodeling a bathroom. We also gave away the $5,000 bathroom makeover at that, so we'll talk about that a little bit coming up too. But remember, the show is about your calls. And so give us a call. Again, the number's 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. I got Josh here with me instead of Jared. So, Josh, let's talk a little bit about this home and garden show and the smart home and all our great sponsors for that show. It was amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot to mention today. We got to get to it. The smart home recap. One of the biggest sponsors that we had is actually in the studio with us today.
How you doing? My name is Kyle.
Kyle's here with us today from HTG. These guys are the home theater gurus that installed the insane home theater system that you guys saw at the smart home. And we're going to touch on that coming up here in a second. But we also had some pretty amazing technology there from Kohler. We had their Kohler Numi toilet, which was, kind of like the big deal. It's a around $6,500 toilet that is fully featured. So when you step near the toilet, the lid actually opens and prepares for you. Heated seats, deodorizer, you name it, it's got it. It's literally the Cadillac of toilets. And then Kohler also provided us with a few other products that we're definitely going to get to. But I know Ken really wants to get into talking about home theater stuff.
Yeah, I was so amazed with this 100-inch screen TV that you guys had there. And so why don't you tell us about the screen and all the neat stuff about it. I can't even begin to tell you how neat it was.
What we had there was a Screen Innovations. Screen is a manufacturer, the number one in the industry when it comes to fighting ambient lighting. As you can see when we were at the show there, we actually had a lot of that light on, which would mimic what you would have, on a Sunday afternoon watching a football game or, whatever you have going on. And as you know, with projectors, what you're used to is, trying to fight that ambient light or getting enough lumens off the projector to give you a bright enough picture. But the problem is you end up washing out the picture with that true black, stayed true black, even with all that lighting on.
Yeah, it really did. And it also has a backlight to it also, doesn't it? Give different colors in the background.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, not to be confused with like your LED backlighting or anything, which increases picture brightness. This is more of like an ambient brightness where it goes behind the screen to give you different colors. If you have different ways you'd like your ambient lighting to be in your house.
Now, if you didn't want to add, like say you had a wall and you didn't want to get into too much detail on that wall, you didn't want to rewire it to add power behind the screen, does their screen require any electricity at all? Aside
from the ambient lighting, no.
Okay,
no.
So if you just wanted to put this screen up where it's going to increase your contrast and make it so, say you've converted a living room into kind of a home theater and you've got a lot of light coming through windows, rather than black out your windows, you could use this screen.
Absolutely, yeah. Because it's not powered, again, besides the ambient lighting that you saw behind, that was kind of us just showing off a little bit.
Right.
The screen requires absolutely no power. You can put it wherever you'd like.
And now, I know a lot of the new technology is moving towards 3D TV. Does the screen have a limitation in terms of going into 3D, or
none at all?
Does it accept it?
Mm-hmm. None at all.
Awesome.
The screen is basically you're just putting your image on that screen, so it's all your 3D is coming out of your source, your projector.
So you're saying the bed sheet that I have hung in the living room is not that's not the latest in technology?
No, we've moved past that a little bit.
We've moved past the bed sheet?
Yeah, we've gone beyond that.
Or the painted white wall?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, if you guys noticed the screen, a lot of times when we were demoing that, we were actually covering up the projector.
Yeah.
And showing that a lot of people would assume that screen is white, like what you're used to with
Right.
your projector screens, and this one was black. It looks essentially like a television turned off.
Well, I tell you, not only the screen was absolutely amazing, and the quality of the picture was beyond anything I've really ever seen in a home theater. And I have a home theater in my home with a 60, 70 inch screen, I think, something like that, that I did years ago, and it doesn't compare in any way to what this was. I was absolutely amazed. But not only was the screen amazing, I thought the sound system, here we are in the middle of the home and garden show in this, I don't know, 10, 20, 100,000 square feet place, and that sound system would absolutely...
We filled it.
Yeah, would vibrate the entire place. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Also the speakers, if those of you that were there, some of those speakers looked like pictures. So let's talk about the speaker system that was involved in that.
That's monitor audio, sound frame speakers. Essentially what it is, it's your typical box on wall speaker. They can also go in wall. If you'd like, they have like a cloth mesh screen on them that, from the factory you can order preset patterns, images. I think we had pebbles pictures,
right?
Yeah, stones,
art on their little stones, and but you can put your own image on those as well. So they'll either go in your wall flush, that looks like a painting hanging on your wall, or on your wall if you happen to live in an apartment or have poured walls.
And the sound system was absolutely amazing for this, because it went both ways. In other words, it could be where you could have it in your living room and be quiet enough that you could enjoy it as a regular theater kind of a thing, and then when you really wanted to rock on it and you had some special movie that was on that would just blow your socks off.
Yeah, you just want to give the neighbors an excuse to take a vacation, you can do that. Yeah, the quality of sound out of these is incredible. The highs are very high without being brittle. You got that real good, clear, high-end sound out of them, and even they're not rated as subwoofer speakers. The bottom end out of them is very, very clean.
So if any of you are looking for a system, and these guys are the gurus when it comes to them, Josh, you got the phone numbers and stuff that can you talk about it?
It's 407-488-3012. We are Home Technology Geeks. I like to say kind of like the nerds, but a little cooler. And that's pretty much it.
So in terms of trends in home theaters, are we moving away from like the entertainment center, where you've got your TV, you've got your receivers, you've got your cable box, you've got your speakers, all of it's kind of mounted in here. You might have 2 or 3 surround sound speakers behind you. But over and all, like, are we moving away from that to go to kind of like a cleaner look, generally speaking, in terms of home theater technology?
Kind of what we're doing, or I guess really what's happening is you're kind of moving away from that boxed room where you're putting all of your theater and everything in, and moving more towards whole home. Because we're able to do multi-zone, and probably one of the biggest trends going on now is going to be your control systems,
right?
Your zoning through your Apple device or your Android device, where you can literally control each zone in your house from one source to another, right off of your iPhone or right off of your Android device. So trending wise, that's kind of what we're moving into, less than containing it all in one area.
So once you do that and you move, so most remotes now, the remote controls are infrared, so you need to have line of sight. So as we move towards these home audio systems with master control, now we are moving towards like a centralized closet where you don't even see the electronics, correct?
Absolutely. Everything can be put into a rack and tucked away out of sight. There's two different kinds of people. Some that look at that as you present that. It's a thing of beauty.
Sure.
Right.
A lot of times people don't want to see that. So
Okay, all of those are listening. We're here to answer your questions. The show is all about home improvement. So anything you have, whether it's an addition, a roof leak, painting, air conditioning, give us a call. Phone number 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. I'd like to talk a little bit before we go to break about more about the smart home and the Kohler appliances and bathroom fixtures that we had there.
It was unbelievable. The Kohler provided all the bathroom fixtures that you saw in the house. So the Kohler toilet, which was actually featured on Fox 35 in the morning when Jared did he did a live interview with Fox. It's called the Numi toilet. This toilet is by far, if you're going home automation and you're just going to deck your house out, this toilet is probably, I would say, on the top 3 things to buy for the bathroom, aside from the Kohler DTV system, which controls your shower and will give you the steam, the rain, the waterfall rain style shower heads, and also the body sprays. This toilet comes with it's literally fully automated. You don't even have to lift the seat. It's got a built-in deodorizer, touchscreen remote control, built-in bidet, air dryer, heated seat, foot warmer, and it'll play music. So
to light your cigarette when you're done.
No. No, it doesn't do
goodness.
that. Yeah. No way.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about all the music that I could use the bathroom to. It's like, what would be my go-to song? And I'm just trying to think.
But it was pretty awesome, and the Home and Garden Show was great. Smart Home was wonderful. Kohler toilet, can't say enough about it. And it was really, really, really neat. We did the whole house, everything from framing of it to the roof to the kitchens and the baths. And even brought in the home theater geeks of these guys were absolutely amazing. And what they set up for us was a way to automate and run the whole house from your smartphone or electronic device. And I'd like to talk a little bit about that, you guys, and how that's done and what people can do by bringing you into their homes for a reasonable price and doing the same thing. And what brought it to my attention is we were there. Jared got a call from home that he had left his garage door wide open. And here now he's got to call a friend to go close his garage door, when the way you guys automate it, your iPhone would tell you left it open and you could close it right from that.
There are systems that can be set up for that purpose that will, control your entire house, from remote as well. It can be done. Not as common, I guess, as generally, having the one, pretty much inside the house. But yeah, it's definitely possible.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
So so Kyle, we're going away from the age of I've got a remote from my cable box. I've got a remote from my TV, my DVD player, my Apple TV. I've got 7 or 8 remotes, and I know that they've moved to these universal remotes, which are pretty cool, but that's still an extra remote to deal with, which, your kids can lose, and everyone these days has a smartphone. Mm-hmm. So what is your solution? What did we see at the home show that you guys were running that was able to control everything from the sound, the TV, the lighting, and it could even adjust the thermostat and the radio?
Really just about everything in your house can be controlled via smart device. And by that I mean your Android smartphone, your iPhone smartphone, your Android tablet or Apple tablet as well. And generally, like you had said, these are devices you already have.
What's the app that you recommend or that you guys work with predominantly?
They're called on controls. And the best way that I like to describe it is a very malleable control system in that, it can be set up multi-zone. So, if you walk from, you have your iPhone or your iPad in your hand and you're walking from your living room into your kitchen, you want to take that audio source from your living room or whatever into the kitchen with you. You just basically open up your iPad or touch a button and you've now brought that audio into your kitchen as well, or out by the pool or bedroom. So
That's awesome.
It's one device for the entire house, and that's what makes it a little bit, more convenient for you.
That's totally awesome. If you, the listener, wants to just kind of get a glimpse and see the interface, the App Store, go to App Store and look up On Controls, plural with an S. The app there, it's $1.99. Don't download it, because just because you have the app, you're not going to be able to control everything in your house. But it gives you a nice view of what you'd see on the screen. So it literally turns your smartphone, in this case your iPhone, it turns it into a device where, the screenshot I'm looking at has buttons ranging from Apple TV to Blu-ray, Google TV, Netflix, thermostat, lighting. So with this simple app on your phone, you could turn the lights on, dim the lights, set the mood, get the temperature in the room lowered, whatever you want to do.
And what's really cool about it too is that our programmer, he's really, really good at what he does. It can be set up with macros. Essentially, one button push can control multiple devices.
So with one button, I can hit it. The lights go down, temperature lowers, Barry White starts playing.
you can do that, yeah.
The door to the wine refrigerator opens.
You can go ahead.
The rest of us are going to go back to talking about roofing, doing additions, kitchens, bathrooms, those kind of things, and we'll get back to talking about the future here. But it's not the future; it's right now. It's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's go to the phones. We got Margaret calling about laying a bamboo floor. What's going on, Margaret?
Hi. I'm contemplating either putting down a bamboo floor or a laminate. And as I go online to look at bamboo flooring, I see a lot of negative comments about scratching and denting. Can someone give me some idea about that?
Well, that's exactly what I've heard about bamboo, is that it's a relatively soft wood. So if you have animals, if you have a lot of children and that sort of thing, you probably wouldn't want to put a bamboo floor in. If you have big dogs and that sort of thing, because they're going to be able to scratch it, or if you have the children running in and out without taking their shoes off and getting the sand off of their feet. But if you come in your home, you take your shoes off, you leave them at the front door, and you have a relatively small family, there are some beautiful bamboo floors, and I've seen some that I would love to have and that I liked a lot. So, whatever applies, Margaret. What do you?
I'm going to put it throughout my house.
Okay.
So in the kitchen, everywhere. We don't have children. We're an older couple.
Sure.
But I'm looking down the line for resale value, and someone told me that laminates aren't going to have anything for resale, and bamboo would, and I can't afford to put solid wood through. I'm on a slab, and I can't afford to put the solid wood through my house. So.
Right. I mean, it's like carpeting. If you put carpeting through your entire house, you wouldn't want to trek through it with shoes on and stuff like that. So I think I think you might have the answer. If you like the style of bamboo, I would go with that, and then just treat it like you would carpeting. Take your shoes off. If you do have a pet, make sure the pet's paws are clean before they walk on it, and keep the nails trimmed back. And at the home show, I did see some bamboo flooring out there, and it rivals a lot of the hardwood. And
for sure.
So if you've picked something that you like, I would just go ahead and do it and just baby it.
And I don't think it'd bother your resale in any way with just you as a couple. And so that's what I'd do. If you like it, Margaret, I'd go with it.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot for your time, guys.
You bet. Thanks for your call. We appreciate it. So the show is all about your calls. So we got an open line now. Love for you to call. Like to talk to you. The number 407-297-9696, 855-297-9696. A couple of the other things that we talked a lot about at the Home and Garden Show is we had on display as we had hardy board siding on the outside. We had a metal roofing that looks like tile, that looks like slate. So we talked a lot about metal roofing, which we do at Universal Roof and Contracting. We do additions. We do replacement siding. So we had hardy board siding there. We also had in some walls the spray foam insulation. So one of the single best things that you can do for your home to save energy, according to Orlando Utilities, Progress Energy, one of the best things you could do is put foam insulation into the block walls. Tailored Foam is the company that we use to do that, and we give estimates for that. And so if you're thinking about insulating your home and wondering about doing that in your block walls or putting it into your attic, either the whichever kind of foam that you're looking for, we're able to do that. And you can reach us at the office for a free estimate on whether it's an addition, whether it's a kitchen, a bathroom remodel, hardy siding or whatever. The office number is 407-295-7403, 407-295-7403.
I totally agree with you, Ken. And I agree with the utility companies. We did foam at our house personally, and we did it when the walls were off, so it was much easier. It was sprayed into all exterior walls and the roof deck. And I can tell you, I actually have been in my attic recently. Granted, it's not been the hottest days out, but my attic, if my house is 76, my attic is 80 degrees.
That's amazing.
I am
4 degrees difference.
4 degrees difference. And when I go up in my attic, I'm not wondering if I'm going to step on a truss or if I'm going to fall through, because there's no cellulose fiber on the ground hiding the cords and stuff. So it's like my attic is just, you walk up there and you almost think you're in a cathedral. It's roomy. There's no fiber on the ground. There's no fiberglass. When you go up there and work on something, it's not, you don't dread it because you come down and you're itching for 6 hours. It's real neat and clean.
So what are your utility bills like?
In our house, it's a smaller house, but
it's not that small now. It's a 4-bedroom,
right,
2-bath home. So
with that said, we have an 18-SEER air conditioning system, so the two play well with each other. We haven't gone over $160 in a month, and that was August, having kids over, birthday parties, doors open, you know, half the day,
that's
and
with
the
4
AC's
children
running constantly.
And so 6 people living in the home.
Yeah.
And all the time I come over, and you also have the garage door open all the time because the kids will play and all of that. And the garage is the same temperature as the house. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's like you take a bag of ice and throw it outside in the heat. It's going to melt in a couple hours, maybe an hour. You take that bag of ice and you put it in a styrofoam cooler and then set it outside. It's going to last maybe 12 hours, maybe the entire day. That's basically what you're doing with your house. Now, the material might not necessarily be styrofoam that you're injecting in the walls, but it's the same basic principle. You're creating this dead air space, so you're insulating and keeping all the, all the heat out.
Sure. You're looking for an estimate for that. The phone number is 407-295-7403.